All right, so we got a game of Axis and Allies 1940 Global. But what's kind of interesting about this game today is this is actually first edition. So I've never played that before. My roommate, the guy I'm playing against, this is actually his Axis and Allies game. And I was setting this up and I was like, wait a minute, some of this stuff's slightly different. So Global 40 first edition, kind of a different setup. They do also have I feel like less units across the board for pretty much all nations. So like just a little less units on the board. Like you can look at Germany, less than they normally would have. Same with UK and all that. I definitely feel like this edition seems to be more balanced actually. Like Germany's not so broken. Soviets seem like they stand a better chance. They don't have the crazy stacks of infantry. Obviously North Africa setup's a little different over there. I'm just kind of showing you the rest of the map here. That UK carrier over there. I mean, obviously a lot of similarities to second edition, but I think the map is the same, but the unit setup is different. Yeah, UK Pacific a little bit stronger. 4 fighters in India. There's China, actually a little bit weaker, not that many infantry. Still those 18 Soviet infantry up there, and then here we got Japan, which is actually pretty similar to the second edition setup. Then I'm using some of the custom units here. So we're playing with custom fighters, custom strategic bombers, and custom aircraft carriers and custom battleships. So you can see there's the fighter, there's a strategic bomber right there, just using the normal tactical bombers from Axis and Allies. And then you got the carriers, custom carriers, battleship. I gotta put those fighters back on there. And then another one of the carriers and battleships down there. So yeah, just as a starting setup, actually really interested to play this. I think it's definitely going to change. I'm playing the Axis, so it's definitely going to have to change my strategy a little bit. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, so we finished round 1 here. A lot of stuff has gone on. So Germans took France, although I kind of blundered some fighters in the battle for Paris. I thought I could take it with less infantry than I actually needed. So that's not great. But Germany did buy a minor industrial complex in southern France. Didn't declare war on the Soviet Union, just kind of grabbed up some free units, prepared their units. Maybe they're going to invade the Soviet Union next round. In North Africa, Italy did some combat. They were able to seize Transjordan, move their kind of fleet down there, and then cleared out that French fleet over there. UK is in a pretty strong position. Initially, the Germans attacked their fleet, took out some ships. Then the UK went back, killed some German ships. Germans actually had really good success there, 3 submarines. Some of the British ships there. It's kind of this side of the board. Soviet Union just moving units around, preparing their defense. In Asia, Japan did not declare war. They didn't do the J1 attack, but we did move troops down, get ready. Looks like they're going to attack turn 2, but who knows? So we moved all their ships down here, fighters, planes, just a lot of units down here. Advanced a little bit in China, cut the Burma Road. Anzac just helped put U.S. consolidated their fleet over there. And then over here, the U.S. actually on the Atlantic side bought 2 battleships, a destroyer, and an artillery. So that's kind of an interesting purchase there. And obviously they activated Brazil too. So you have big round 1. Round 2 probably will be even bigger. Let's see. All right, we have reached the end of round 2, another very big round. So first things first, Germany did not declare war on the Soviet Union, so just still building up here. Soviet Union obviously moving some troops up as well. A little bit of, moving around here for Germany. UK consolidated some fleet, some stuff up there. Germany, using its southern France factory that it bought, purchased 3 C units, put them down there, landed a tactical bomber and that aircraft carrier. Italy kind of consolidated around Egypt right here. They also took Iraq and Greece, so kind of a couple of nice moves for Italy. The rest of Africa, kind of just staying put, not too many moves there. Kind of a little fleet consolidating outside of Gibraltar over there, so kind of some interesting moves. Then as we move over to the Pacific, this is where the massive stuff happens. So 2 massive battles in Burma and Shan State, which were big, costly for both sides, but Japan won them both, took those 2 territories, and killed the UK fleet that was there. The Japanese also took Malaya, Borneo, and Celebes, so that was kind of big. Some of their fleets up by Formosa, they took Hong Kong. The Soviets, actually, I did not see this coming. This was a really good move. Attacked, and it took Manchuria and Korea. I had declared war on them, but they declared war on me. So that's not so great. China pushed back a little bit. Basically a massive conglomeration of fighters down here for Japan. The U.S. fleet moved up to, I believe that's Okinawa? Iwo Jima, all right. They still got some planes in Hawaii, some ships back there. Still some stuff in the Philippines. And now U.S. is collecting $55. So that starts to get a little bit scary. I'll just show you the income chart here. This doesn't include bonuses, but this is just where it stands right now. And yeah, we'll move on to turn 3. All right, so we have reached the end of round 3. Pretty big round here. So on the Europe side, UK tried a little incursion to Western Germany. Didn't go so well though. So Germany also still did not declare war on the Soviet Union, so still holding defensively here. Big news in Africa, Italy was able to take Cairo, which was big for them. Also Iraq, Syria, they've kind of got still force building up in the Middle East. Obviously the German Navy moved down here, and then Germany also purchased some new Navy over there. US in the Atlantic, nothing too big going on there. Soviets just kind of moving up, moving more purchases. In the Pacific, big news, Calcutta has fallen. It was a bloody battle, but Japan's planes got it done, so they've finally taken Calcutta there. China actually advancing a little bit, looking pretty strong. Obviously, Soviet Union's advancing again. So Japan, very strong down here. They got the rest of the Money Islands, so that's kind of big for them too. But they're in a little bit of trouble with this sort of U.S. fleet lurking. I mean, big fleet there, big fleet there. Another 2 battleships there coming in. So U.S. strong in the Pacific, but Japan also still not in a bad position. Anzac's not super threatened yet. U.S. is still obviously holding Philippines. So, yeah, kind of an interesting round. Obviously, Japan takes the Calcutta and the Money Islands, but, man, there certainly is a force looming against Japan. And the U.S. is making like $85 now. I'll show you the income chart over here. So just something stupid like that. So, with the bonus, obviously. So, yeah, be an interesting round 4. We will see what happens. All right, so here's the end of round 4. The Soviets have invaded Germany, which is not great for the Germans, and Britain's also putting some pressure on them as well. So Germany's in a little bit of a bind here. But in Africa and the Middle East, they're moving soundly. You know, they took Gibraltar, Italy took Gibraltar, but the Soviets also took Norway, so kind of hit and miss on the European side. Japanese moved into position to potentially strike at Sydney, so they've already got Calcutta, and they can take Sydney next, knock out another Pacific capital. The U.S. did some strategic bombing on Japan, also just kind of consolidated forces there, and it's got a massive fleet coming this way. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm just thinking if there's anything I missed, but yeah, looking good overall for the Allies, but the Axis still have a lot going for them, so we'll see. End of round 4. All right, so we finished the German and Russian turns of round 5, and I think we're going to call it here as a conditional ally.
Allies win, Allies win, Allies win.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna call it a conditional Allied victory. So we'll just kind of go through why Germans. So only things that have happened on round 5 are Germans and Russians win. Then we decided to call it. Germany's screwed. They're about to get crushed on all sides. They probably won't fall for a while, but they would just be holding on Berlin. I mean, like, Africa's looking pretty good, but I definitely invested way too much resources, and this Navy isn't going to fight this British Navy. And there's just too much. I mean, there's literally like 2 American battleships there, and then all this, and, you know, Soviets are making like 80 a turn because of bonuses last turn. It's crazy. But Italians are pretty strong. Italians built a good fleet. They're safe. China is way too strong, way too much money. Soviets have like been using this factory over here to pump out guys, which is really bad. As Japan, I was gonna try like some attacks with my planes and stuff on these fleets, but it wouldn't have done anything. I was also gonna use this bomber one-on-one there, but the next move would be, what I was thinking about doing would be taking Sydney, which I definitely could do with this fleet here. I mean, it definitely would be enough. But you know, it's just not going to change anything, because I mean, I've got 2 battleships. The U.S. has got 5 in this theater alone, pumping out aircraft carriers every turn. My supply lines are just completely screwed. So yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible Axis loss. Like, they could definitely hang on for a while, but we're going to do a conditional Allied victory. Axis will give up our territory, but we will be allowed to fleet Argentina. So that's sort of the deal we came to here. Any final thoughts, Jack?
Global fascism has been toppled.
Global fascism has been toppled. So yeah, that's the game for today. Just do one final pan out on the map. And yeah, good game, fun game.